All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the charts. All right, so we're just going to run through everything together today. All right. I do have an opinion on where we are going to be going, but we're going to analyze things together today. We're just going to run through everything. We're going to start off with, we're going to actually start with the weekly time frame. I know we just had the weekly update coming out. We had that come out on Saturday, but we're going to revisit the weekly charts right now, and I just wanted to literally run through everything right now that we got, and then we're going to run over what I got up here on these tabs. All right, the fear and greed index, put the call ratio, and then what we got this week that could cause some volatility. But as of right now, I'm open to either, but either way, I'm kind of expecting downside with what I'm seeing on the charts. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm not a perma bear. I'm not someone who just wants to see the market go down. But I am just someone who's seeing things on the charts that at least are leaning in that direction. And I'm going to go over what I see. All right. So starting over here, let's actually hang on. Let me do that just so it's nice and pretty for you guys. And we can come over here to Mr. VIX. Okay. So right here, VIX's CCI is kind of in the middle right here, right? So that's all I really want to point out here, all right? And then we're going to come over to QQQs. And QQQ CCI now has a bearish divergence on it because, guys, I put a target on the board. It was up here, all right? It was right up here at 313.68. Now it's just an area of resistance. I changed the yellow line to a blue line right there. And if we were to break out from over there, and maybe this isn't going to be a double top, we're going to go to 322.08. That's the next spot of resistance. There's no other reaction spots up until there, so it's automatically going to be it. Unless we start seeing some stuff like, on our momentum indicators on the lower time frame suggesting like, hey, you know what, let's start getting bearish. All right. But as of right now, you do have your stochastic turning down right now, and this is on the weekly time frame. And like I just said on VIX, it's like, not too long ago they were in the same exact spot up here. VIX is in QQQs. But now QQQs is way up here with a bearish divergence, suggesting downside is incoming, and VIX it has room to go up now. All right, I'm not saying it's going to do that, and I'm not saying that we are going to have a crash right here. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm going to point out a thing right now on DIA, and this is what confuses me. All right, it confuses me, and I don't think we are about to have a crash. I do not. All right, but I'm still going to point out just what I'm seeing on the charts, and that's why we're running through things today. We're going to do things together. All right, I'm recording this at 2 o'clock, a little early. We got some time to do it. I'm not going to turn this into like an hour video, but I think it'll probably be 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. All right, but look at VIX stochastic down here. Like, it can keep going down a little bit, all right, which means SPY would come back up. Maybe we test this resistance, which over here on SPX, like we already did, all right? And you have this spinning top looking candlestick right here, a gapping up doji. I think that's a candlestick. And yeah, all right, it's happening right at the spot you would expect the reaction to happen. Look, the reaction is so far it's the downside. All right, so I think this can continue. All right, I'm gonna go time frame by time frame here. So I wanna stick with the weekly time frame for now and just finish up with that. All right, but yeah, SPY over here, I mean, you have some room to fall. All right, this RSI, we have seen you can fall all the way down here, and I'm not saying that's going to happen because I'm going to point out like, hey, it's going to be a rocky ride. I don't think we're just going to go straight down because of what we got over there on IWM and DIA. And if we go straight down, like, dude, we're crashing. All right, we're just going to come over here. I'm going to show you this. All right. Guys, this is literally like the only time you dip underneath here is when you're in like a crash, all right? Like, you look at this big candle, minus 7% on the week. Guys, this is the Dow. It doesn't move that much, all right? You see this candlestick over here, minus 12%. You were in a crash, all right? That took you straight down to where we are right here on the CCI. We're in this exact same spot, guys. Over here, where you bounced there, and then you had this little glimpse of hope, and then boom, they sucked you down into the abyss, all right? That's like, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not leaning that way at all. I'm really not. All right. But I am saying maybe we come back down here and double bottom down here. And I know it's just a CCI. It's not like it's not a technical level, but look at this, guys. DIA is holding up better than everything. It's holding up here. Well, I mean, let's look at this. All right. We're going to hop over here to IWM. IWM also does have over here, like, look, it's CCIs in a spot where this is where you can bounce, but it also can it could dip down lower here. And what I thought was the limiting factor over here was the RSI. And I guess I was right. All right. We did end up having this bounce up until your RSI was way up here. And then we're just going to put a horizontal line here. All right. So we can show you, you're in the exact same spot, guys. All right. So you're in the exact same spot. And the last time your RSI was there, you had a high of, what is this, 178.18. All right. And you had a high today of 174.35. All right. So from there, peak to trough here, you fell $10. All right. Are we about to fall $10? That would bring us to 164 off the top of my head. Yeah, 164 here. And guys, that is right here at the low here. So boom. Are we going to come down here and double bottom? I don't know. But you come over here to the weekly time frame, because I said we're going to finish up with the weekly time frame first. All right. Maybe we slightly undercut this low. And then boom, bop, bing. You have a bullish divergence going on in the RSI, which like you just have to hold. We're going to put this on the RSI right over there. That's shiza. That's shiza. There we go. All right. So like, as long as you hold there on the RSI, then you have a bullish divergence going on if you come down and undercut this low. And I'm not saying you do that, but I am saying right now, QQQ, we're going to move over to, so I showed you that on the weekly time frame. VIX like has room to go up. QQ does not. QQ has a bearish divergence. It can go up again. It can. I'm not saying it does, but it can. All right. But I'm seeing something on Apple's RSI here and QQ's RSI. All right. So notice how I said we have a bearish divergence on the weekly CCI over there. All right. Well, look at this. Now you have the bearish divergence going on in the RSI. And I'm going to point out here, this isn't something that has happened. We've had a bearish divergence on the RSI, guys, but it hasn't been this like massive. Like this is like a really, it's like, let's just count up these bars. All right, guys, this is 36 bars right there. All right. So that was like a month and a half. All right. If you include the weekends. So we haven't had a big bear. This is the bear market, guys. Keep in mind. All right. This bear market's got tricks. We still haven't back tested this trend line over here. All right. Like I'm still, like at least at the minimum, guys, I'm just going to say I'm looking for this. All right. We're going to go over the smaller time frames. All right. But for now, I'm just going to say like, yeah, I'm either looking for this zone right here. All right. Which like this was where you flipped over here. That's either going to hold. But if that, let's see right now, if that, nah, it wouldn't set up a head and shoulders. I'm not going to call that a head and shoulders. We like were to go like that, but nah. I'm either looking for like a test of that or a test of this at least. If not, you're gonna come like we already hit the target for this. If not, we're gonna start dumping. All right, and like it could be here. I'm just saying right here, the weekly, the weekly CCI, guys. It's just way up there with the bearish divergence. All right, I was saying like back when we were over here, I was screaming from the rooftops, right? No one can really tell me I didn't call this thing, all right? If anyone, like, it's like the channel was explosive. It was exploding over there because I was screaming from the rooftops. And like, now I haven't been making the channel explode because I'm not making these insane callouts or anything like that, like I was over there. But, like, so that means most of the people, like, they were around over there. You guys know, all right? And yeah, we had quite a bit of downside, all right? It wasn't like the most downside, all right? But when conditions changed, I called for a rather aggressive bounce, and we got a rather aggressive bounce, all right? And yeah, I mean, we could have been shorting over here at IWM. I didn't know IWM was just going to fall off the face of the earth here. Then again, I didn't know that the financials were going to fall off the face of the earth. All right. And that would have been a prime time shorting opportunity over there in IWM if I had, had a crystal ball. But guess what? I didn't have a crystal ball. I just knew, like, hey, guys, we're ripe for downside. All right. This is getting quite ridiculous at this point. We also had VIX giving signals over here. All right. This is the weekly time frame. We are starting to turn up. You'd see. All right. And then you come over here to the daily time frame, things were just, they were looking ripe and boom, exploded. Banking crisis out of nowhere. Did I know that was a banking crisis? No. All right. At first, I had no idea what caused this first day. Then I found out, like, after I made my Weeble update that night. And then, boom, the next day I was like, guys, they sold the rip, all right? This thing is not, we're not crashing right here. And then, boom, we had another one of these wicks. And I was like, guys, now they're really just toying with everyone, all right? This thing is not about to fall off the face of the earth yet. When everyone is watching and the fear and greed index was like, it was at like 24, extreme fear. There was just, it was not likely, not very likely. And then boom, we had another one over here, like crazy volatility in the market, guys. There was a lot of money to be made shout out to the Patreon members. All right, I'm gonna say right now, we have been nailing it. All right, so if you do want to be a part of that, if you want consistent high probability trade setups along with the trade plans, which include like the entries, the targets, the the stop loss, and then yeah, I mean updates as we go, and then also the Discord, then link is down in the description down below. All right, but yeah, guys, I mean, a lot of money was to be made over here, and anybody who was just betting on a crash over here just kind of got smoked, all right? And this was kind of clear as day that we were going to be doing that. And once we got under the 200 minute, guys, I was telling you, if you get that daily close, I didn't think they were going to do it, but if you got the daily close under the 200 minute, then yeah, you were going to go probably $10, $20 lower just because, hey, guys, everyone's going to be crapping their pants. There's going to be sell algos because we're getting bad inflation data. Now, speaking of bad inflation data, let's actually go over... we can start going over these things. First of all, fear and greed index 36 right here, right? So you're getting close to this neutral zone, which means you have like room on both sides. And we can come over here, all right? And let's just look on right over here. 30 yeah, so this is the quarterly OPEX, and guys, they could just be trading us flat up here for the quarterly. Holy jeez. See these? Dude, that's so funny. Oh no, no, these are the one, dude. They had to have been worth so much money at one point. No, but they were just the hedges. Probably they died. But then again, they're probably also like people were betting on a crash, right? But crash never came. All right, so that's your quarterly OPEX. All right, so over here at 385, you got 52K. That was your low the other day, if I'm recalling correctly. All right, I'm bugging. Come over here, but I just want to see like the open interest, the calls and puts here. So where could they be landing us this week off this open interest? It's not really, it's not popping on this open interest. 390's got 72K, 400 is 31K. So I mean, they're paying less if they send you up. But then you come over to the daily. Now keep in mind these are like 0 DT, so people are probably hopping in and out of these nonstop. They're also algos, probably manipulating the market. All right, that is a thing. That's probably why we've had such crazy volatility, and that's also probably why VIX has been so suppressed with all the 0 DT calls going crazy each and every day. Look at this, guys. 264,000, 287K, 217K, almost 200K. All right, puts barely nothing. All right, you got like half that, maybe. So yeah, I mean, today, yeah, they're paying out less if they send you the downside. But keep in mind, like, the put side is probably going to get ran up because they're doing the same thing on the call side. And you could see, like, just look at where most of the price action today has been, all right? Yeah, you had this flush, but boom, you had 0 DT. They're probably shoving you up. Like, they got these pumps. So yeah, I'm just saying, guys, I mean, like, dealers, they benefit from sending you up. That's why I want to say, like, hey, all right, we don't have to like plummet here. I'm not saying it has to happen just yet. All right, you can go back up, and like, quite frankly, guys, let's come over here in NVIDIA. All right, this is a big boy. You're back testing the wedge you're breaking out from. You're like just about doing so. Yeah, you're literally tapping that bad boy almost. All right, if we adjust that line, we can make that happen. But yeah, I'm just saying, guys, this zone is still a thing. In the video, let's just look at this. This thing has squozed some shorts quite a bit. Quite a bit of shorts over there the last time this happened. And then you come over here to Apple. Now, this is another thing I was seeing with QQQ. You had that giant bearish divergence going on. Well, guys, Apple now also the biggest component. Like, this was a 3 trillion market cap at one point. Now it's a 2.5 trillion market cap. Look at this, all right? Like, fat bearish divergence on the RSI, all right? Like, now, I'm going to be honest, guys, all right? No, I'm looking at longer term put positions strictly because, like, yo, you don't have to go up now. You are seeing a divergence in momentum. That is like, that's showing you that someone's got the foot. It's showing me that someone's got the foot on the lion's neck or the tiger's neck. And like, it's only a matter of time. But also, like, guys, this is what I'm trying to warn you guys. This thing could shoot up, all right? If they shoot you down real quick, they can make this thing spike. Now, this is another thing I want to show you. We're at 0.73 as of Friday. 0.73 you were at March 8th. Okay, so let's come over to March 8th, and then let's just look where you closed on March 8th. All right, March 8th was over here, I believe. Right here. It was this intermediate day, this indecision day. Then boom, you had a high the next day of 402 just about. And then within days, you fell $22 down to a low of just about 380 bucks. That's ridiculous. All right. So now let's look at this day, the 13th. All right. So then I'm guessing you hit a low over there. No, that was the 20th. All right. So on the 13th, all right, it was over here. Oh, yeah, spike. I'm looking at this thing backwards. All right, hang on. March 10th. All right, so March 10th, you had this spike, 111. All right, so let's look at where was, I'm guessing it's this one. Yeah. So you had that. You had one more low the next day, and you dipped down just about $4 or $5 more. All right. But then from that low, guys, you squoze out quite a bit of shorts. All right. So if this thing were to spike like it did over here, like, yeah, I would be saying like, hey, all right, guys, you got to be sketch, right? We might have one more day of downside, but hey, you got to start being sketch. We came all the way over here, which is why I was saying, I'm pretty sure I called it on my videos over here. You made this low, and look at this. All right, you started going down. That's what happens when people get really bullish. The market tends to go the opposite way. When the crowd gets really bearish, the market also goes the opposite way. Well, right now you come over here to the fear and greed index. Well, look at that. All right, you got that. Now let's go over to the economic calendar for the week. All right, you have this going on today. I don't know what that guy's going to say. I have no idea. Probably, maybe he's going to speak about banks. I don't know. Maybe he's going to speak markets. No idea. All right. But yeah, we still got to go over the lower time frames. It is only 2:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so market has plenty of time in the rest of an hour and 45 minutes until close. But on Tuesday over here, you do have this. This could be a big one, and then this could be a big one. All right, and that is intraday as well. All of these are actually intraday now that I'm looking at that. You have the same one, the same guy over there. And then I know you have PCE, and then you have these guys. All right, and if you come over here, guys, all right, we can just look at this real quick. Hang on. That back, new one, dove sheet. Bring you over here. Bring you back over here. All right, so we have these guys. All right, so after PCE, which this is the Fed's favorite inflation indicator, so like this is going to be a big one. This is probably going to move the market, guys. So that's what I'm saying. This week could be a big one. Maybe we fall down into this, and then this thing makes us rocket back up. It shakes everyone out who just bought puts, and then boom, something. I don't know, guys. All right, I don't know, but look, I'm just pointing that out on Apple and QQQ. You now have the daily bearish divergence on your RSI. It's a big one. All right, I mean what I said. All right, you had this tiny bearish divergence over here. From going from here to up here, and you had her over there, but you didn't have this massive one. The biggest one you had, let's look at it this way. The biggest one you had was going from here to here. All right, and you had it going from there to there. I know, sloppy line there, but and then you started your decline, and it was the big decline. All right, so that was that one, and now you have this one. I'm serious, guys. There hasn't been another point. Let's see, you finally peaked over here. All right, you got over this high over here. Well, guess what? Your RSI was all the way up here. You didn't have any divergence going on. All right, I didn't know this was on here. I'm just saying. All right, until like I looked on my phone today and I was like, holy sweet baby Jesus, it's a thing. Wowza. I actually saw it on Apple. I was like, wowza. All right, and then you had that one going on over here, and this led to like literally the crazy August. You had the August rip followed by the August sell-off, right? And that went into the October low. I'm just saying we could finally come back and like we could retest this thing, bottom at these lows here. I mean, I'm not gonna write that off. Look at this, guys. All right, I'm just saying there's definitely going to be buyers here, at least for a bounce. I'm open to it, unless you're in full-on capitulation mode. Then yeah, all bets are off, guys. I'm sorry. Bulls, I wouldn't be, buying that. Well, I mean, actually, you know what? Probability wise, like I probably will end up buying that. Like if things are lining up how I like it, boom, there you go. All right. But at the end of the day, I mean, I have been looking, I told you guys a while ago, and I've been mentioning it, but 338.25 to 319.80. That's where I think you end up coming down. That's where I think buyers end up stepping in. But at the end of the day, guys, you got to remember, COVID crash took out like 30% very quick. If people really do want to panic, it's not going to be what we've had. You're going to have what we had, followed by a 20 to 30% crash. So it's gonna take you down here, or it's gonna take you down here, or it's, you know, like, it's gonna be crazy. All right, and I'm not saying we are in a crash, all right, but I am showing you what I'm saying, what I'm seeing here on Apple and QQQ on the daily RSI here. You haven't had that the whole time, and this is quite a big one. All right, like I said, 36 trading days, I think that was. It's like 1.5 months right there. It's a big one. All right, you haven't had anywhere here. You haven't had any really big bearish divergences pop up. None, except for back here. And like, yeah, I don't even think this is one because you broke that high on the RSI over here. All right, but yeah, I'm just saying this can really like be something that like maybe it sets itself up like boom, boom. All right, and then you're somewhere, you find buyers, and then boom, and then boom, you get like a boom. I don't know. I don't care. I will update you guys as we go. I don't really care to make these far out projections like that because in the past, all right, I've drawn a lot of attention to the channel, but then seeing like followers just leave after like some, like I remember over here, I was going for a big dip. Nope. All right. Over here, I was definitely screaming from the rooftops. I was like, guys, all right. Like, I know I was wrong over there, but I'm serious, guys. It makes so much sense. Or your RSIs were topping out on QQ and SPY, and it turned out being the top. All right. Just in case, because the Fed, you know, he came out being all dovish and stuff. And look, guys, we topped with the Fed over here. We had this whole period to fall into the Fed, and then we rallied really hard right before the Fed. Really hard off QQQ off of this banking crisis, and then boom, they topped you with the Fed again. So I don't know, you did literally top the last time the day after the Fed. This time you topped with the Fed. I wouldn't be surprised if you have already put in your top, but let's go check out these. You know, I showed you what I once showed you here on IWM DIA. I told you it's in this bull flag. It's back testing its trend line. It's another thing, all right, like. This is what I'm saying. We don't have to fall off a cliff here like everybody thinks. Like, we could easily come down here, bounce again, come back up, and then boom. I'm just saying, they could pull whatever tricks they want to pull. So there's no reason to, you know, think, oh, this is the crash. This is the one. Boom, boom, boom. No, just play what's on the charts, guys. I promise that's what I've been doing for like weeks now. And like, the charts haven't trolled me. I'll just put it that way. They have not trolled me once. So we might as well just obey the charts, and like we don't have to work with the charts. That's what I'm getting at. Work with the charts. Don't work against them. But yeah, I mean, I fully say right now, yeah, it's in the cards. Like, look where VIX is right now. Do you see this? All right, you're literally all the way back down here. You remember your 50 MA was like this is what told us we were probably going to have that decent sized rip. We finally broke above the 50 MA, and then we came back. We look at that. We couldn't close above it. Came back tested. Boom, we broke above it. Now they managed to do this. This is what I was saying with the VIX suppression. They just pile in the 0 DTs. Boom, boom, boom. Suppress. All right, but like that's also the thing. All right, do you see this? All right, but these VIX spikes, you know, that happened before open, so it wasn't 0 DTs just doing that. That's why you had these, you know, like some of these. You went here and then boom. Spiked. I'm guessing a lot of 0 DT puts, you know, were bought there. I don't know exactly how, you know, 0 DTs tie into the VIX calculations of going up and down. Someone commented like on my one of my Weeble updates. He was like, and he might be in the audience. Hey, if you're there. All right, I'm just gonna explain myself here. All right, and I don't typically, guys, if you're commenting in the Weeble comments, there's like a lot of people in there, and I just don't really like. A lot of people just like. I don't know why people just think I like there's like some people just come back and they're like, oh, so we're going up or down is what you're saying. I'm like, no, that's not really what I'm saying at all. I guess you didn't read it. So at this point, I just like everyone's comment. I don't really answer anyone, but someone said, how can you call it selling pressure on VIX? I don't think you could really call it selling pressure, stepping in around the 200 MA. And all right, so guys, I'm a technical trader. I'm a technical chartist, all right? That's kind of what this whole thing is. I like to think I'm a chartist at this point. All right. Well, guess what? All right. Now do you see how you got buying pressure at the 50 MA here? And you see how it bounced up into the 200 MA? And you got like what I look at is selling pressure. I don't care. I really do not care if it's puts being bought that spike this thing and calls being thought that, you know, made this thing tank. I don't care. Either way, I look at this thing as complete selling and buying pressure, right? It's technical. All right. Like over here, look at this. All right. You couldn't close above the 50 MA. You like, I'm sorry, but there's got to be an algorithm there that's applying the exact amount of put buying or call buying on the SPX to do that. If that's really how VIX is calculated, which I'm pretty sure it is, then yeah, all right, there's something controlling it. And like, I have found that VIX technicals really do work. Why do you think? It's in my analysis each and every video. We did the SPY, QQQ, and VIX update. They work, all right? They really do. Look at this. You're just bouncing up and down on your 200 MA. Something's keeping you. It's a magnet. Look at that. All right, look at that. All right, reject. You kind of almost reject. You almost hit it. But you hit your 50 MA right there. It's your cross right there. Either way. All right, moving on. Let's actually look at the 4 hour. Let's look at all these smaller time frames here, all right? VIX hasn't shown any bullish divergence yet on the 4 hour time frame. Let's see what's going on in the 1 hour time frame. That's typically when I start seeing VIX start to spike, when you see the bullish divergences on the 1 hour time frame. Doesn't look like it's happening yet, so we could. Oh, look at this, guys. This is what I was warning about. All right, everyone thinks like, you know, maybe this thing's about to fall off. I'm leaving, you know. Maybe I'm saying like, hey, all right, if everyone is thinking the same thing, people get squeezed. But I'm also showing you what I showed you with the put to call ratio, all right? It's at 7.3. The last time it was at 7.3. Was yeah, right where was that? March 7th, March 8th, wherever was that. And I think that was up here. Yeah, right here, the 7th and the 8th. So if this was where it was 0.74, 0.73, all right, you like literally went, like I pointed out already, you went just about 20 bucks down. That's like quite a lot. All right, so that's what I'm saying the risk is, all right, because I think people are getting a lot less bearish, but when in reality, I think the banking crisis actually is like, it is a real risk, guys. It really is. And like I said over here on DIA, if you come over here on the weekly time frame, this is like where you need to bounce. You can come back down, but if you come back down and break that, guys, I'm going to be real sketch because it could actually be a week like this. You have a minus 7% week. All right, that's pretty rough. It could be like this where you just, you know, you're actually in crash mode. I'm not saying it's like that because they are doing everything they can do right now. But like, I don't know, you know, things get real bad. And why did the Fed step in? Why did Jan and Yellen like come and calm everyone down? That's like a thing too. You know, why did Jerome really have to say anything about that? It's because everyone was in panic mode. But like at the end of the day, I don't know. All right, like they didn't do QE. I guess I've like, you know, I've watched a few videos trying to learn about how that was in QE. All right, but I don't know. Either way, the balance sheet went up. So in my mind, I was like, you know, correlation with, you know, over here. I thought like, you know, but either way, that's how the market took it regardless. And that's what the technicals were saying to me. But holy sweet baby Jesus, is this a giant bear flag that we're in right now, guys? I don't know. All right. No idea. But I am saying you're still getting rejection right here over here on SPX. And that is not a good thing. Let's actually put a, let's see. All right. Right there. There, and then we are going to the alt. No, it's not alt. Control. Come on, don't do this. All right, let's put you here. Control. Put you here. That line up pretty good. That's pretty good, guys. All right, that is a pretty good bear flag we're rocking with here. And if we go like that, all right, you're going like that. Maybe we measure like that. You're coming all the way down here. I don't know. I'm not saying you fall a lot, but I am saying if you do break out of here, I'm going to be looking for resistance here. And then I'm also going to be looking for more resistance step in here at the rising wedge up here. But that's what I'm saying. This is what like way up here. And I'm also going to, I know I don't have it on SPX, but I'm going to be looking for resistance up here at 408.14. All right. So, but that's also the conflicting part because I put the target on the board for QQ. So like I kind of feel like I'd be obligated to put the target here. But the target for this pattern, the descending broadening wedge we got going here, is going to be 418.31. So I don't like want to, all right? With what I'm seeing, I don't really want to, but I guess we could put it. I'll put it a darker shade of yellow. So like we'll call it half a target. All right. I'll personally not be looking for it. I will not be playing all the way up there, but yeah, if you do end up breaking out, I think this thing will have some juice. Maybe you come up here to 408, 14 gap fill. Maybe you come up here to resistance up here that, you know, so it'd be almost going up there, but then you would set a lower low there. But like I already pointed out, you have things bearish going on over here on QQ's weekly time frame already. So I wouldn't be surprised to see QQ start stalling out, all right, and not participate in that. Just like we saw QQ go crazy here, and we saw IWM completely not participate. DIA didn't really do too much there. SPY did like a little bit, but like, look at what QQ did. It went absolutely berserker. All right, percent wise, it went 10%. SPY went like 6% there. So yeah, all right, guys, I guess that's pretty much it. The last thing I'm going to show you guys is Bitcoin. All right, so the last time we touched on Bitcoin, I pointed out this zone of resistance. This was where I was looking for sellers to step in on Bitcoin. This is literally just where you formed your last, like, you know, bear flag structure over here. Your triangle. Oh, I'm pretty sure we did have it as a triangle. We went from here to there. It was probably like that. And then it was probably there. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, you broke down there, right? So that's where I was looking for sellers to step back in, because anybody who bought that thinking, oh, this is the bottom, boom, that's who's going to step in over here. That's who it is. They're going to, the people who got suckered into buying there. And then it went a whole lot lower. Let's look how much lower it went from there, right? Even if you bought the bottom, you still went down 40%, bro? No. Yo, that's so bad. 50% if you bought the top over here, right? So like, there are suckers. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even gonna say sucker because I've been the sucker. Yeah, I guess we're all suckers. We got to learn to be the sucker in order to not be the sucker in the future. But over here on the weekly time frame, you get this bearish divergence going here on your CCI. I drew that line so bad. And then your RSI, I told you guys, if we break up from this, we break out from the 200 MA and up from this broadening top formation we got going on, we're just going to come up here with the weekly RSI, and it's going to hit oversold or overbought. And then you're going to form this, you're going to have another bearish divergence up here with the weekly time frame. And then you come over to the daily time frame, guys, you literally have another bearish divergence going on. So here's what I showed the Patreon here. All right. This is really what I think is going to happen here. But I don't want to get ultra bearish. I really don't. I'm just seeing things across tech. All right. So I'm going to show you guys what I saw over here as well. All right. Over here on the weekly time frame, you got this going on. You just got a bunch of, you know, like everything just rallied its butt off. Let's actually check out over here. I mean, you got quite a, you know, you got room to fall over here. Check out Goog. All right, Goog, look at what's going on. The same thing we're seeing across tech. All right, this is what I'm saying. All right, and then you see Apple, and it's just looking redonkulous. And I know I told you guys about the inverse head and shoulders over here. You have it there, there, there. All right, shoulder, shoulder, head. And yeah, I mean, you did have the weekly breakout. This is what I'm using as the neckline right there, right? That zone. And the target would be 179. I'm not buying that, guys. I'm not, like, maybe we pull back, but it's gonna be a pretty decent pullback in my opinion. I don't think this neckline's gonna hold over here with Apple, because Apple's the largest component of SPY and QQ. So if it falls, if they fall, they all fall together. That's what I'm getting at. But yeah, like I pointed out over here on IWM, I mean, you have room to fall now, and this is what I was saying. Be careful of, guys. Like, everyone thinks maybe it's going to fall off a cliff. I don't think it's going to fall off a cliff just yet. I think you got some time here. All right. You know, and guys, I know I mentioned Mara like quite a while ago. I'm just saying Mara and the miners are probably going to take a dive here. All right. You got rejected here at your 200 MA. I don't want to short Mara. I told you guys, I have my Mara account, and that's really what I just want to go long on Mara. Now, I'm going to do this a mix between probably like 4 to 5 month options whenever the time comes. 3 to 4 to 5 month options. When I got really close to the bottom over here, right? My buy-in was, I think it was at like a 355 gap fill, wherever that would be. Maybe right here. It was over here. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, my buy-in was extremely close. And if anybody bought options off of that, you made like 10, 20x off me. I don't know. Maybe 10, 20x. I don't know. If you bought like 3 to 4 months out. But yeah, look at this. You're probably going to see a dive here. All right. I'm trying to point out to you guys, crypto's probably going to take a dive. Right. I understand Mara is not crypto. But let's just take a look at, this is what I shared with the Patreon along with Trade Idea. Look at this bad boy. All right, you literally do have this, and I'm not a perma bear, guys. I really am not. I'm here to make money, and I do think everything happens in cycles. I think I've made that pretty clear. We even do the weekly updates where we involve the weekly and sometimes monthly charts at the end of the months. All right, we're gonna have. Let's just look at what's going on with the monthly charts. Look at that bad boy. All right, but look, this is like a perfect pattern. If we do end up turning off here, like this is pretty cool. All right, I did see over here. Like, let's look at hang on, let me put on another trend line. You literally broke out of this, and then was it over here? Yeah, look at that. You literally broke out. We'll call it that. All right, maybe that's it. All right, but look, you broke out of your trend line, and then boom, you back tested, and look at that. All right, if you put it on the log scale, I know everything's going to change, but let's just look. All right, where would your trend line be over here? Be over here. Look, you got another back test. So on like log and the normal one, you have like a good looking chart here. All right, but now if you fall here, you could easily come down here. Maybe you come down and revisit this low. All right, maybe you come down lower, right? I don't know. I have no idea. All right, which is like why you got to be cautious with these things. But I'm here to say you're probably going to, here, let's take out log. I don't use log scale. I'm just letting you guys know. I don't think you need to, but I also could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, all right. And I do see this RSI is lower than that one. All right, I see that, but you cycled all the way down here, and I don't think that would count as a divergence. I'm not sure though. All right, I could also be wrong in that, but maybe you do also have that. So like I was saying, like you just have these bearish signals all across tech, and I understand IWM is super oversold. Well, I mean, not so much now. Look at this bad boy go. Look at that, dude. It's the strongest bad boy out there. Look at that. QQ's not that strong. You know, SPY's like, you know, you got your maybe a spinning top right there. All right, QQ, you know. Also, you got a doji candlestick looking thing. IWM, you got a hammer going. DIA, you got a hammer going. The things that were being down the most, they're going up, guys. They're recovering here. All right, and if everything, like I said, guys, we're either going to get this little push higher here, so IWM and DIA could have their oscillators, you know, cycle back up here. I needed this RSI to get back up. It needed to be up. All right, over here on DIA, especially IWM, just because I need, guys, history isn't going to repeat itself, but it's going to rhyme, guys. I study these charts. That's what I do, and then I bring the data to you guys, all right? And that's it. All right, it really is just I'm studying charts. I'm studying like what has happened in the past, and I'm using this information to come up with the, you know, my best shot at projections. Like if you want to pay for what I really think with like my real projections, all right, they've been really spot on in the Discord, all right, like really spot on, but or in the Patreon/Discord. I mean, it's both now, but. Yeah, I mean, I give you what I like. If you want to pay for that stuff, you could do it over there, but I'll give you what I feel comfortable with over here. And like, you know, even over here, I'm still calling a decent amount of shots. And yeah, guys, I mean, when it makes sense to bounce, you got to bounce. All right. When it makes sense to drop, you're going to probably drop, just like we're seeing over here on QQQ, guys. It made sense. It's a double top as of right now. I don't know if that's going to hold, but all I'm saying is IWM's RSI is all the way up here. I think it's at 40 now. You have 42. You have quite a bit of room to drop here. What if it makes its way all the way to 50? And like, you know, it's not going to trigger a 50-50 buy signal or anything. Look at that bad boy. It's all the way up there. All right. Maybe we have one hell of a bounce. It comes all the way up here. So this is what I was saying over here on NVIDIA. So this is also what I'm saying here. All right. You have a big tech guy. All right. We can literally look at SMH. This is the semi ETF. All right, and look at this. All right, you have the weekly bearish divergence of this. So again, another tech name over here. I mean, it's not a tech name. It's not a tech like individual ticker, but it's the ETF of all of them. You come over here to AMD. This is a big one. Now, I wouldn't be doing this just because, you know, it doesn't have like what I would consider my edge, right? But like, you know, NVIDIA does, SMH does, like, you know. We could see what INTC does, but yeah, look at this. It's also up there. It's not like the other ones, but look, it's literally been range bound for quite some time. Someone could probably just go short and long at these spots and just keep making money. I don't know. We're like, guys, hey, look at this. You literally could just short it down back down to here, right? I don't know what these option prices are looking like. Let's just come over here. What would $4 out the money be? Let's say you bought May 19, just to be safe. $4 out the money, 25 bucks. Yeah, 50 cents. It would, yeah, not so bad. You could literally just buy in the money and just, I'm not, but there's that. But that's what I'm saying, guys. Everything's just looking not the best. And you come over here to Riot, and Riot just looks like it's going to fall off a cliff here, just because, like, look at it. It's like over here, like I said, I just want to go long on Mara. I don't really want to short it. But also I think Riot's just gonna fall more. There's more profits to be taken just because you come over here and look at this. It's just the 52% in 1 week. Did Mara have a 52%? It had a 53% week. All right, both of them. All right, honestly, both of them are gonna pay well. But just look at recently. Look, I mean, Riot broke out to a new high. I don't think it's gonna sustain much of that. If Bitcoin is coming down. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a perma bear. I don't know if Bitcoin's going to come down and make a new low. I'm not going to make that call. If I do, it's going to be the same thing as SPY. If we don't break that low, we're probably going to get a decent bounce at the current low, at the October low across the indices. Over here, you probably get a decent bounce, all right? But maybe you just come down into the zone. Maybe that's where you get your bounce. This is, if we hit the zone, guys, this is where I go. Yeah, Mara account, all in Mara. This is Mara shares. You're all in Mara over here, right? I'm guaranteeing making, it's not a guarantee, right? If Mara falls off the face of the earth here, everything goes to crap, then I'm screwed. But like, there's that. But yeah, all right. Like, there's a solid chance you at least come down here to the daily time frame, all right? And let's just look. You have the right here. You have the 200 and you have the 50 MA, all right? These are spots where reactions occur, all right? You have these reactions occurring at your 50 MA. You're exploding through it here, up and down. But also the 200 MA. So like, if you come down here, let's just look at it. All right, these things are going to fall. So my point is, a lot of tech stocks look like they're going to fall. And let's actually look at this. Look at this. So this thing had a short report the other day. I was thinking of a long trade on this one, but I'm not taking that risk, right? But look at this bad boy. Look at this thing. This thing's a tank right now, but it could fill the gap because I think it was a fake thing. But I'm not sure. But you know what? Here you go, guys. Some trade ideas without any trade plans in particular. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys found value in the video. I know it was a little longer, but like I said in the beginning of the video, we have some time here. So it's all right. I don't really care. Yeah. All right, guys. If you got dogs, take care of your dogs. And with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.